What's up, you guys? I'm here with a new video today. I'm here with something new, you guys. I'm here to actually talk about a pretty interesting combo that's going around now, and it's in Blue Eyes decks. If you're not a Blue Eyes fan, I'm sorry, but this is something that you might also want to prepare for depending on what deck you're playing for the format. We still, of course, don't have our list, but this is something that's been coming up in Blue Eyes decks, and I think it's something worth definitely talking about. And it's about this card right here, AMORPHAGE Goliath. For those of you who don't know what this card does, basically, it's like a walking domain of the True Monarchs. Its effect when it's on the board is neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck except AMORPHAGE monsters. Now, its pendulum effect is not relevant because we don't actually play it in the pendulum scale. That'll never come up. The reason why this card is creating a lot of buzz, I don't know if people have made videos on it, is that it does meet a lot of the requirements for several cards that are played in the Blue Eyes deck. For the first one, of course, Return of the Dragon Lords. Can bring back a level 7 or 8 dragon. AMORPHAGE Goliath is level 8. Perfect synergy right there. Trade in also, it's a trade in target. Basically, you know, trade it in, Return to the Dragon Lords it back. I mean, that's pretty crazy. You got a walking domain right there. And other cards that improvise using it are Dragon Shrine. Now, the reason why I have Archbrave here is that it's become a combo that people try to get off. Basically, when you make Dark Matter, you bring up your 2/8s, which is pretty easy to do in the deck. I've never in my life seen a deck that spans 8 so easily. But you bring up the 2/8s, and basically, you make your Galaxy Guy, then you make your Dark Matter, and you would send Archbrave, you would send Goliath, and you would send one other dragon, and then you would be able to, due to Archbrave's effect, since it was sent to the graveyard with special summon, I believe it says, yes, a level 7 or 8 dragon from your graveyard except itself and special summon it. So basically, it's during, it's during your opponent's turn. So basically, during your opponent's turn on the standby phase, you basically bring this out, and it's literally a walking domain. And why is that relevant? Pretty simple. Pendulums, Burning Abyss, decks that rely on their extra deck to really play Yu-Gi-Oh! It really does create an issue for them because they aren't able to, access one of their main focal points in the deck, especially Pendulum. Pendulums are all about, coming from the extra deck and, going into their Exceed monsters and, just, spamming the board just in general. Just some, basic Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff that everyone knows. But it's the fact that this card that was pretty much ignored when Shining Victories dropped because of all the Blue Eyes hype, it's really interesting that now that this card is starting to see the light. Now, I have tested with the combo myself, and honestly, I don't like Archbrave, and the reason why I don't like Archbrave, him being a level 7 just sucks. If it was a level 8, my god, it would just be, it'd be ridiculous. Like, you could trade it in, you could do so many things. Now, granted, you can use Return of the Dragon Lords on it, which is awesome, but it's the fact that if it just was a level 8, it would have so much more synergy with the deck, but beggars can't be choosers. However, I do think the combo is pretty cool, being able to send, a Dragon Shrine, being able to set up your grave however you want. Now, the question is, do you run the combo? Do you run the Goliath by itself? Honestly, I'm actually leaning towards running the Goliath as a one-of and seeing if, if being able to, send it, and use the recursion spells or stuff like that would be enough to get it there. There's not really any other way to bring it out unless you do use the Archbrave combo. And the things I've noticed is that since it is, like I said, a level 7, it doesn't really add to the deck. However, if you are able to get it off, using Dragon Shrine, or if you play Foolish Burial, or any way to get the stuff to the grave, Dark Matter is pretty easy to make in the deck. I mean, it's very easy to bring up a rank 8, and then, if you bring your Galaxy Guy, your number 62 or whatever. I mean, you can do a lot of cool things. I mean, just basic stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool, depending on, if you're going first or second, the things you can do depending on the Galaxy Guys you play. So, for example, you start up with this guy, and then you can bring up the full armor, then you can pop a card, put a Blue Eyes or whatever in the graveyard for Silver's Cry, etc. And then you can bring up this guy, and I mean, it just, it's basic stuff, but there is a lot of synergy there depending on which route you take. I just think it's really cool, and it's just something I wanted to bring your guys' attention. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think AMORPHAGE Goliath is worth playing in the Blue Eyes deck? If so, yeah. If so, why? Do you feel it's not worth playing in the deck? Do you feel that it will add a brick to the deck? Because the deck is quite consistent with the draw cards, but there are times that you do draw awkward hands, and I feel personally that as good as this combo would be, if only, like I said, if only Archbrave could be an 8 to really just add to the strategy. But I do see it being an interesting combo because basically getting this out for free free. Not even having to use Return of the Dragon Lords is pretty cool, and you know, having a one-sided domain, and it's 2750. That's pretty damn big. You know, it's not as, you know, as big as Blue Eyes, but when you're basically saying, you know, your opponent can't access the extra deck, that cuts off a huge mechanic for certain decks for the rest of this format. And we don't know what next format it will be like, but it'll be interesting. Last thing I want to say is, how effective is it in the mirror match? I wouldn't say it's that effective in the mirror match. Is it something you could side? I guess. I've never really been a fan of siding, like kind of like combo cards, like actual like combo piece, you know, package like these, but it's, you know, to each his own. It depends on what the format looks like. But I think for right now, for like locals, for any little tournaments or whatever that's going on, I think it's interesting to try out. And anyone that's playing it, that has played it, please let me know your results with it, because I think it's just an interesting combo that, you know, it did see some success at the ARG 25K. The only Blue Eyes guy, the top 32, he mained it. He talked about it, how he got it off several times and stole him games. So I think it's just cool to have an extra, not like pseudo win condition, but an extra way to just, you know, kind of out advantage your opponent, having a floodgate monster. And that's a huge thing, I think, for the rest of this format and next format, is that floodgate monsters are really going to, you know, take over, because let's face it, I mean, a floodgate monster a lot of times is harder to answer than a floodgate spell or trap, because we have twin twisters, we have decrees, etc. But getting rid of problematic monsters, not a lot of decks are maining Raigeki or dark holes. So and also, I mean, if that were to happen, I mean, you could banish this thing to protect it. I mean, that, you know, it's just ridiculous. But anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you want me to do more discussion videos, please let me know. If there's other cards you want me to talk about in the Blue Eyes deck, or just Blue Eyes in general, I am going to bring in my brilliant Blue Eyes deck profile soon. Still waiting on 2 melodies, because that card is hard to get. I don't care if it's an OTS common, it's a pain in the ass to get, so I'm still working on getting 2 of those. Once I have those, I'll bring you guys the deck profile, because I've been testing the deck a lot, and it's just been testing awesome for me. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and suggest any other card discussions or, you know, strategy videos you'd like to see in the future, and I'll bring them too. So if you guys enjoyed it, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.